Hey everyone, welcome back to the Velvet Room, where we dive deep into the conversations that matter, especially for us as Black women. I'm your host, Velvet Sage, and today we're talking about something that's often whispered about or not talked about at all: Black women and masturbation. Before we jump in, let's set the tone. This is a safe, non-judgmental space. Whether this is something you've embraced, are curious about, or even feel conflicted about, this is a conversation for you. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Why is masturbation such a taboo topic, especially for Black women? Historically, discussions around Black women's sexuality have shaped the way how we perceive Black women, and it's often been shaped by the societal stereotypes given to us, from the hypersexual Jezebel trope to the desexualized strong Black woman narrative. There hasn't been much room for us to explore our sexuality freely, let alone talk about self-pleasure. Add religion into the mix and things get even more complicated. Many of us grew up in a household where sexuality wasn't talked about, or it was tied to a sin or shame. How many of us have heard, "Don't touch yourself," or "Save that for marriage," without even being told why? But here's the thing: masturbation is natural. It's a form of self-care, a way to connect with your body, and believe it or not, a key to understand your own desires and boundaries. So, why is masturbation important? First of all, let's talk about self-discovery. Masturbation allows you to explore what feels good, what you like, what you don't like. It's about learning about your body on your own terms without the pressure of pleasing someone else. For Black women, this is revolutionary. In a world that often tries to dictate how we should look, act, or even feel, taking control of your pleasure is an act of defiance. It's saying, "This is my body and I own every inch of it." Second, masturbation has real benefits. Believe it or not, there are studies that show that it can reduce stress, improve sleep, and even boost your mood. It's like your body's natural reset button. And finally, it's about normalizing pleasure. Pleasure isn't just for other people, it's for us too. Now, let's address the shame. I know some of you might be like, "Okay, but I still feel weird about it." And that's totally valid. A lot of the shame comes from the fact that Black women are rarely given the space to be vulnerable or to prioritize their own needs. We're told from birth that we must be caregivers, nurturers, or this ride or die chick. But what about being cared for? What about showing up for ourselves? Masturbation is one way to reclaim that space. It's not about being selfish, it's about self-preservation. For those of you who are navigating this journey, take it slow. Start by challenging the negative thoughts. Ask yourselves, where does this belief stem from? Is this serving me, or is it holding me back from becoming the person who I truly want to be? Another reason this conversation is so important is representation. How many books, shows, or movies have you seen where Black women openly embrace their sexuality, let alone talk about masturbation? Thankfully, there are some incredible Black women who are changing the narrative. Writers such as Audre Lorde, who called eroticism a source of power, or even Michaela Cole, who tackled sexual anatomy in "I May Destroy You." There are also books in pleasure activism by Andrine Marie Brown that reminds us that pleasure is political, and it's something we all deserve. We can see this openness and vulnerability in many TV shows such as, and I'll shout out my girl Issa Rae, Insecure. It doesn't shape this sexual exploration that Black women go through as something shameful or something we should feel bad about, but as something that's natural. All right, let's get practical. If you're curious about starting your journey, here are a few tips. 1. Create a safe space. Find a time and a place where you feel completely comfortable. This may be in your room, in a bath, wherever you feel at ease. 2. Explore without judgment. You don't need a specific goal. It's not about performance, it's about curiosity. 3. Use your resources, girl. There are plenty of books, podcasts, and even guided apps that could help you learn more about your body. And 4, communicate with yourselves. Journaling about your feelings before and after can be a really great way to process any emotion that comes up. That's something I'm working on too. Journaling is a really great practice, and especially with exploring sexuality. To close off today's episode, to all my listeners out there, I hope this episode encourages you to reflect, to explore, and most importantly, to give yourself permission to feel. Masturbation isn't just about pleasure. It's about self-love, empowerment, breaking free of the narratives that no longer serve us. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to share it with someone who really needs to hear this. And remember, you are worthy of joy, love, and pleasure. Until next time, I'll be signing off. Take care of yourselves and always stay unapologetically you.